seems large. It seems, have you got a smaller one?
Well, that's the one for corn. I have a pasta pot, but
I can't have pasta. I have diabetes. I have never played hockey, but I've watched it. So this will be great.
Okay, now this is going to be a little bit more dangerous. Now this is your dad, and I'm aware of that. Slap shot, nutmeg.
All right, I got it. All right.
Outside, Dave! Outside! Way outside! Rep! Outside, right?
Welcome back to Rational Funk. You know, we have had such an incredible time revamping, relaunching Rational Funk after a 4-year sabbatical, even though we actually had no plans to bring the show back. We want to thank everybody who asked us to bring the show back during this experience the world is having together, this pandemic, and we want to thank everyone for tuning in all seriousness, all the sweet people that sent donations to us, which we were able to cover our production costs and also make donations to arts organizations as well as police reform, as well as social justice issues, and we were happy to do so. And we want to thank all of you from the bottom of our hearts. We wanted to close the show down for good with a little bit of a snippet reel or a blooper reel. It's not really a blooper reel because the entire show is a blooper, right, Joe? And so we had little moments that the riffs sort of fizzled out, but the single little riffs we thought we would snip together from the 4 times we filmed in different segments. I love somebody wrote in a comment once that said, "Why do they the Whole Foods bag? Why is it like? Why didn't they just take it out of the shot instead of muting it every time?" I don't realize we filmed that at all one time. I loved that. We want to thank all the beautiful contributors to art and music all over the world, which is to us a very, very essential part of being a human being, a part of healing, a part of growing. We definitely goof off a lot on this show, but the love we have for all creative thinking and beautiful musicians and artists and people that help these people, managers, promoters, instrument companies, audiences, enthusiasts, which we are as well. This is a period of great change and discomfort, and also learning and knowing and growing in the creative communities of the world that are typically often the communities that really get to go straight into people's auras and spirits with their work, and we are happy to be a part of easing whatever anxieties and pressures and difficulties people are going through right now, as well as our own. So we want to thank everybody for tuning in this time. And again, like I said, you know, this is kind of a Mr. Rogers thing, where we'll be back again. What does he say? And we'll be around, coming downtown for a Schlitz on another round.
That doesn't sound right.
Yeah, that's the Mr. Rogers theme. I'll be back when the pills are gone. I'll get my pill. No, Joe, it goes like this. My pills are gone, so I'm getting a refill. And we'll be back once my bottles are refilled. Joe drinks port. He bathes in it as well. Dave likes cough syrup. And he'll be back again somewhere at some point. We've had a great time. We've had a great run. We are both out of shape and feeling pretty crappy about ourselves. I'm wearing a cardigan. And we want to thank people now. We want to thank our former guests, like the great Davey Litch, who has a thing called Getting Out of Your Own Way that you should check out. We want to thank Mark Juliana for letting us mute him. He's a very sweet cat. He has a Patreon. We want to thank Jose Medeiros and the Stoic Drummer for helping us to remind ourselves of the specialness of what we all achieved to do. We want to thank Zildjian. We want to thank Vic Firth for letting me use your sticks and letting me use your cymbals. Being so sweet to me when I have basically no commercial value. We want to thank Twin Cities Drum Collective. We want to thank Tackle Instruments. We want to thank Revival Drum Shop. We want to thank the great drum shops that are trying to stay open. We want to thank all the independent music venues that are hanging on by a thread. We want to thank The Hideaway, a great studio, and Joe Mabbitt for letting us use his studio. I want to thank Joe Johnson. Please come into the shot. Yep. I want to thank Joe Johnson. We are 9 feet away because Joe Johnson's pool is
here to stay.
Here to stay. Joe Johnson has a pool that he bought at Walmart. It cost $72. We did not use any of the donations for that. And we'll have plenty of things to talk about. My water softener's not working. And so when I take a shower, it feels like I'm using some sort of clay facial scrub. And yet it's just the water that comes out. We want to thank all of you. I love you, Joe. We love everyone out there. Santa Cruz, everyone. Enjoy. Good night. I like when you watch U2 play and Larry Mullen Jr. is like the Iceman. He's Iceman, really. Larry Mullen Jr. could have easily been the Iceman in Top Gun. Mm-hmm. Like, just the Val Kilmer character is Larry Mullen Jr. He's just like this. Larry Mullen Jr., 75,000 people watching him play, and he's sitting there like this. He's the most stone cold. It looks literally like that scene in The Matrix where he's just moving around. He sees the grid, right? Remember The Matrix, man? Mm-hmm. Where those bullets were moving really slow? Didn't that just blow your... I go back and I watch The Matrix now. It's still pretty dang good. Even though some of the computer animation looks like, you know what? It looks like, basically like, it looks like the Charlie Brown Thanksgiving animation. Which, by the way, was pretty killing to remember that because they ate toast and jelly beans. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
It was like, what a genius move to have a situation where there are no adults. And so the only adult you hear is that sound. Mm-hmm. And then it's all this world where everyone is dealing in a kid universe. And so you're like, talk about a precursor to Harry Potter, where they would have those big feasts in Harry Potter, and you'd see the treats everywhere. They would have these dessert treats, like zero concern with massive glycemic index spikes. It was just like, you're learning magic. Have an entire, tray of brownies, and then on top of it, eat like 6 metric tons of jelly beans. Take me down to the troglodyte city where the grass is green and the girls are gritty. Take me down to the troglodyte city where the grass is green and the girls are pretty. Oh, won't you please take me home? Yeah. Now think about how much you can back over that. Subway, Potbelly, Subway, Potbelly, Subway, Potbelly. Subway and Potbelly are probably in a neck-and-neck race for which animal was tortured more before it was killed for its meat. Subway. Dave's our Dave's acting pretty fucking political. Look how much I'm spinning again, Joe. You want to fucking lower these lights? It's showing you how unbelievable. What am I doing? I am a disaster. I'm a danger. You roll into a subway, you're faced with this. Right, Joe? Keep rolling. Roll into a subway. Yeah, could I get a 12-inch tuna on what kind of bread? We touched on brushes for like an episode in the early run of the series, and we were dealing with brushes and whatever. But man, this is a true moment here. Of course, is the brush artistry book, Philly Joe Jones, the legendary book. I have a copy, and I have to say, it is fun to own an original copy of the brush artistry Philly Joe Jones book. And I will tell you guys something that's for real. This is Philly Joe Jones, one of my great heroes, one of the great heroes of anyone who improvises and plays the drums, I hope. Can you imagine how much fucking better Whiplash would have been if the god they were praying to and that stupid fucking movie was Philly Joe Jones? Can you imagine if they just did it, they went all the way and they were like, yeah, well, the drummer that the kid worships is Philly Joe Jones. Oh.
Top Gun.
Never saw it.
Okay.
Alright, that could be the best episode.
Oh man, the diatribe about E.T. made me fucking lose my mind.
Fucking A! Have you ever checked back in on that? It's amazing. That's why it's the #1 fucking ice cream cone in America. Still is chocolate vanilla or vanilla chocolate or vanilla or chocolate. Am I right, Joe?
Yeah.
And the #1 ice cream cone in America. Oh, are we gonna say America is wrong? America's wrong about this? America's never wrong! Right, Joe?
Yeah.
Okay, hang on, yeah.
Japanese internment camps.
Yeah, Japanese internment camps. Well, we begin with genocide. Hello there. Hi! We've heard that you can read 2 books at the same time. I can. I was reading Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Eggs, and then I was reading the Sword Stone Harry Potter of the Light Beam of Sword Crystals at the same time. Fascinating. Maybe we can imbue some of this modern contextual complexity, chromaticism and postmodernism, imbue it with some sort of deep groove. I definitely keep trying to do that. I am not saying that I achieve it even once. False humility alert. Well, if I can't imbue it with some sort of humanity, why don't I just bring back the old animal bone and do something really complicated with the animal bone? Perhaps I can create a chromatic construct there, Joe. Almost like the fact that like Tokyo Club Kid fashion is something you can actually buy at Target now. Let's inject a little humanity back into this piece. Ba 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 ba. Man, we're relaunching Rational Funk. Tables have turned. Twirl it, Joe Johnson. No, buddy, twirl the stick like I showed you. I showed you that in 1993. You told me you had it together by now. Yeah! That's exactly right. Kind of like a Tommy Lee Shout of the Devil era, man. That cat puts on a fucking show. Okay, he goes upside down. Yeah! Join us, New Rational Funk, right, buddy? Woo!